So the next thing I want to do is I want to take you through editing the different sections of your own intern page. First, how to create it, and then how to start adding these sections for yourself. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create an index page. We can't duplicate one, so we're going to create that. So I'm going to click on not linked. I'm going to go to index, and I'm going to call mine Gary, Ricky. And then I'm going to grab it, and let's see. Let's put it in. Well, I'm going to leave it on top for right now, so it's easy, but then I'll move it back in alphabetical order. So we've created our index page, and it says that it's empty. And rather than create a page, like we can click plus here, or we can click plus here, and we can add different types of pages, we're going to duplicate what we already have. So I'm going to go to this hero here from Intern Sample, don't edit. So we want to leave that intact for other people to use. So if I click on that gear and I scroll down, I've got a duplicate page, and I'm going to confirm. Now see how it sets it up here as hero copy. Now if you do create and duplicate a page and you can't find it, a lot of times those pages will go all the way down at the bottom, and that's where I found a bunch of pages that I don't think people realize that that's where that page was going. So if you lose it, take a look at the bottom there and make sure, because you're like, where'd it go? So I'm going to say hero Gary R, and then I'm going to drag this underneath here like that. And when I click on here we go. If I actually, if I expand this here and click on here, see how it says my name there. So that shows me I'm on that page and I can kind of look at it, and there's only one page. I can't scroll anywhere, but we're gonna edit this hero first. And so, so you wanna get a picture for your hero shot where you're kind of positioned either on the right or the left, and then there's a portion of the image has a blur to it so that the text can be seen over it. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize, that something that when you want to combine images and text, a lot of times people will darken up the image so the text will show through. I much prefer to find images that have this depth of field kind of look, so that we don't have to darken the image, so we can see all in its beautiful richness. So now we're gonna change our, and this can be found in two different ways. So if I click on here on this this gear here, I can go to media, and there's that image. So I can remove this image and put my own image, and that's how we swap that out. If I go here, see how it says hero here, edit or banner, I can get to it from there as well. So that's how we do that. So the next thing I want to do is show you how to prepare your image. To prepare our image, what we want to do is we want to go to Figma, and within Asana there is a task called accounts that has the username and password to log into Figma. And I want you to log into Figma and go to this Riverbank Digital Marketing Interns project that's in Figma when you use that login. And over here on the left, it's kind of similar to Squarespace in the sense that we've got different pages. So I've got the logo there, I've got logo research, and there's different things I've done. I've created a page as a divider, and then here we go, and I should actually alphabetize those. But here's where you're going to create a page. So you're going to hit plus, and you're going to create a page, and you're going to name it yourself. And you're going to start working, doing your work in here to size your images and prepare them to go into the site. And so if I go to mine here, I've been doing some work for my hobbies and gathering pictures of my favorite books. But I'm going to go, and here's an image that I'd taken a while back, and I'm going to drag that image into here. And over here, I'm going to look at the size. So 2,500 by height. The height is not as important as much as the width. So for any images that are going to shoot across the width of the page, we're going to want to size those to 2,500 if we can. We don't want to upsize them to 2,500 if they're a certain size, because that'll make it pixelated or grainy. But a lot of times with your phone or whatever, it's bigger. A lot of times it can be bigger, and that's better. That's 2,500, but then we want to size it down. And so we can size it down, we can see what that size is. And then once it's sized down, this one has already been done, but I'm going to show you how this works. So if I hit export on whatever I have selected in Figma, if I hit export there, I can hit preview, right? I can see that. I'll click on here, I hit export, I can see that. By default, it's going to try and export it as a PNG, and we don't want to do PNGs for any photographs. We want to use PNGs for things that are illustrations or solid colors for good sharpness and good image size. JPEGs are better for images for in terms of compression. So I'm going to switch that over to JPEG 1x, meaning whatever the size was. If I wanted to size it up, or I could size it down by whatever size I want, width, 512, and then W, which or we can type whatever we want. But in this case, we're going to do 1x JPEG. We're going to hit the preview just to make sure we're seeing what we want. And then we export that image. And once it's exported, once we have it exported, we're going to export it and save it to our computer. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that that image is optimized. So I have this program, Image Optim, that runs on the Mac. You can find alternatives if you're on a Windows-based platform that online. I'm not sure yet of one for Windows, but I'll drag this over here and optimize it like that. So it saved this by 50%. It sized it down. That's a good size for something that large. And now that that's done, I'm going to go back over here to the banner, and I'm going to remove that image. Go back. Now this is the focal point, which means when you're looking at a desktop, you're going to see everything. And then when you go down the tablet and phone, the image is going to start to crop, and we can just drag that around and change the focal point. So when we're starting to crop, it'll keep wherever this dot is in the center. I'm going to leave this for right there for right now. And there I am. I got to go to Gary R. To get to my page, I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to look at the URL slug. There it is, Gary Ricky, and because this is our home page, if you recall. So I need to go to the URL slug of the index page, and if I paste that in, I can go look at my page. So there I go. One section has been installed, and I've got that image. And again, this blurry background gives me the opportunity. You can switch this. I'll show you how to switch that actually. So if I close that, and let's say I want to edit this hero, and well, let's do it like this. I'm going to duplicate this image. I'll open it, preview. Save that. So let's go back to the banner for hero, and make sure you're editing the right spot. Like there's no hero image for the index, right? So if I click on that gear and hit media, there's no image, and that could confuse you. Like, where's my image? How come I'm seeing it? You're seeing it because the first section under an index page is going to pass the hero in just like that. So we go here or to the banner, and we go to media, and there's our banner. Remove image. Let's pop in this other one, and because we had a different orientation, let's say, and hit save. And now I'm going to hit edit the hero, and I'm going to grab this text like this. Now sometimes this can be hard because if I click and edit it, I can change that to, in order to move it, see how that hand changes? That's what I want. I want the hand. And I know, and what I have over here is I have another spacer, and I can see where I want this. So I'm going to put that under that spacer. See, there's a spacer there. And then here's a spacer here. So basically you lay out things using spacers, and I'll explain that in another section why you'd want to do that. And you can change this if you want like that. I can actually put another spacer if I wanted to, hit a plus sign, and let's add a spacer here. Click off of that in order to get back. Find that little hand. Let's say I want to put that next to here because I want to change that, right? So you can move things around by kind of using these spacers, but I'm going to delete this for now. And we hit save. And that's it. Let's go back to here. And so this is a little bit not as tall. So let's say I wanted to change this up a little bit. So it seems a little narrow. So I could take this spacer, and if I wanted to, I got some text there as well that I'm not using. So actually I'm going to delete that because we're not using that. But let's say I wanted to kind of make this a little bit longer. I could do that and hit save. And then if I reload the page, a little taller. So let's just do one more thing here. So here I'm showing you how to edit that focal point. So I'm going to push it all the way up. I'm going to keep it over here, but I'm going to push it all the way up so that it makes sure that the focal point stays on the very top, so that it doesn't, so vertically it's trying to get as much as the top as I can. So I'll hit save. And you can see ever so slightly that my face dropped down a little bit. And we'll reload this page. There you go. And that's it. So that's just a quick introduction about how to edit the hero. And the next thing we're going to go over is the About section.